What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of First Eps. We've got a super fun show today. Today, we're talking about the new Marvel series on Disney Plus, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. One episode's out. We watched it, and we're going to talk about it. My name's Eric.
I'm Keith.
This is First Eps. All right, everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of First Eps. Really excited to talk about this one. As you can see by Keith's background, we're super into comic book stuff, and and I'm excited to. This is the first time we're going to talk about like a comic book series, really, right? We haven't done one yet.
No, we haven't. Yeah.
So this will be really cool. Before we get into any of that, Keith, how you been? What have you been up to? Anything exciting in your life?
Well, in preparation for this, I did actually, Ben and me and my partner got Disney Plus.
Very exciting.
We've been binging that, and including watching WandaVision, which I wanted to watch for a long time. So
what did you think of that?
Obviously, great, fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome. This so good. The bar has been set very high for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier here. So, yeah. I really enjoyed that. Such a good character. I know she's one of your favorites.
She is.
Mm-hmm. So I love that they were able to flesh her out as much as they did. That was really cool. I
liked how that one, it was more of a kind of a fun sitcom, and then it kind of transitioned in as we found out, that she was, I don't want to spoil too much, people haven't watched it, but as things were changing up, you realize that, maybe it's not the way it seems. And then everything kind of fell into place along with the character growth. So it's really kind of fun to learn along with them.
Yeah. Cool. At first I was like, I don't know about this. It was weird, but it was interesting. I was definitely what's going on here? With the show, but it was a little I don't know, those 50s shows, once they got past the 50s or 60s, it got a little bit better.
The Full House era.
Exactly. Who doesn't like a Full House type show? We've been watching Ted Lasso. Have you ever heard of this show?
Yeah. I've heard about it. Tell me more. I don't know anything about it.
Dude, it is the best show on television right now, hands down. It's an Apple TV series, and it's Jason Sudeikis is a coach, and he goes and coaches Premier League soccer or football. Ted Lasso, he's coaching in London or whatever.
London, okay, yeah.
And it's so good. It's a heartwarming show. And like I said, every character is likable. Jason Sudeikis is probably the most likable character that's ever existed on television. So it's really nice change of pace from everything else that's out there.
It sounds like something my dad would like, kind of like Ladybugs.
Very much like Ladybugs. It's got it. Dude, I even said to Liz, I was like, this feels like it's got a Mighty Ducks feel to it. Okay. No doubt. So your dad would definitely love it. And then we watched the Justice League Snyder cut.
I've seen a lot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was great. 4 hours. We watched it over 2 nights, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't remember much about the original cut. I haven't seen it since it came out. Yeah. But it was fantastic.
What's
I really
that on?
enjoyed it. That's on HBO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that too. That sounds great. I know that that one.
Yeah, it was done very well. It's long, and it really could have been way shorter, but I mean, I guess that's the whole point of the his cut. It's his true vision. But there are points where I'm like, we're really watching this someone walk for a minute and a half. But it's very good.
Cool.
But so let's get into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So this one takes place after the Avengers Endgame. Captain America is gone. He gave Sam Wilson, the Falcon, the shield to take up the mantle. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't happen. Spoiler alert. That does not happen in the first episode anyways. So it starts off pretty quickly with a ton of action. Like I loved that beginning.
Yeah.
Where he's flying, chasing down that dude. Like,
I mean, that was a straight up out of an action movie. I have to say that even that was one thing I noticed about WandaVision too. When they got into the actual like action stuff, they know how the Marvel universe on TV has translated so well into knowing how to recreate that kind of epic movie style, like just suck you in. And this continues that right away.
Yeah, 100%. If they just feel like
the gullies or ravines,
dude, it was so awesome. They feel like mini movies, like each episode. But yeah, so that part was awesome. We really got to see him, like, so he's like fighting George St. Pierre, who we've seen in one of the Captain America, Winter Soldier, maybe.
Isn't that the Ultimate Fighter you like?
Yeah, he used to be an Ultimate Fighter. He's like a French.
Like, wait a minute, I know Canadian that guy's name. Okay.
And they got like wingsuits, so it's just like Falcon with his wings, and like these dudes with wingsuits just flying through like ravines and shit like that.
In Liberia or Libya.
Yeah. So they kidnap some guy, and the Falcon's got to stop it. And how many helicopters were there? That was one of the parts that I didn't understand. It was like 100 helicopters there, and like George St. Pierre just keeps jumping out of one and going into another one, and then they blow it up. Like, that was so weird. That was like the one thing I wrote down. I'm like, too many helicopters.
It's true, because I thought that too. I was thinking, wait, and I don't understand. Maybe the helicopters just kept coming down lower, because Falcon can actually fly, but George St. Pierre couldn't. He was just kind of like controlling his descent, right?
Yeah, he was just soaring.
He was able to like really move that suit and just he was jumping in helicopters left, right, and center. I was impressed, though.
It was cool to watch, but I was like, what? Where are all these helicopters from? And how is he flying? Like, how does like his trajectory not affected by the wind from the helicopters and stuff? I don't understand that sort of stuff. But anyways, that was really cool. And then we cut to like, it keeps like going to different places. Now, obviously,
it's about that jump scene though for a second, or the flying scene.
Yeah.
Who was George St. Pierre trying to abduct? Who was that person that?
I don't know. Just some
saving.
They didn't say like in this show. It was just like some colonel or something that he needed to save. I don't know why he was so important at the time.
Okay, because I was like, he's really putting a lot of effort in this. And meanwhile, but the other poor people who were in the ship or in the airplane beforehand, the pilots getting shot down, everybody else getting kicked in the face. But this guy they saved. I don't really know why. But
I wasn't sure if he was like so at the end they show like another guy. I guess we'll say, we'll spoil the end of the first episode by saying that they pick a new Captain America. And for a second, I thought it might have been him, but I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's possible it's him. Yeah, because you really don't know who that is.
Yeah. So, anyways, that happens. He rescues the guy. Then we cut to, I thought it was a strange choice. The Falcon, Sam Wilson in like an open air dirt market, fixing like high end technology, like just sitting there. Like, what was that? Like, he doesn't have somewhere else he could fix like this thing.
Yeah. They're in like the old streets of Casablanca or something, and they're all sitting around in this like little cafe, right? And he's fixing this. Yeah,
fixing probably like what seems to be like probably a very important piece of tech for his suit or something. And I'm just like, you don't have somewhere else you could do this or something? I don't know. That was weird.
In your hotel?
There were a bunch of choices throughout the show where I was like, this was weird. Like, I didn't fully understand like everything in this show. Like the choices that were made. Then they cut to Washington, and Sam is giving a speech at the Smithsonian where he gives the shield.
I didn't realize there was a Smithsonian. And it was really funny because I was watching that and I was like, is he selling this thing? He should give that to the Smithsonian. Like, this is ridiculous. And then Noel's like, you're not even paying attention. Like, this is the Smithsonian. I'm like, that's amazing. That's what I thought they should give it to.
Yeah, there were giant banners hanging everywhere that just said Smithsonian all over them.
I missed that until after I was complaining that they weren't at the Smithsonian, because I'm like, that's who deserves this thing, not to where I thought it was in New York somewhere like Tony Stark's tower or something.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So we see that he's like, I'm done with this. And then James Rhodes, War Machine comes in and they have a chit chat about why he's not going to be Captain America, that sort of thing. So then we switch over to the Winter Soldier side. We see him killing a whole bunch of people. Turns out he's just dealing with some PTSD. He's having nightmares. He's got to go to see a therapist as part of his condition of his pardon, I guess. So they're forgiving his crimes when he was brainwashed as the Winter Soldier. So that was another cool action part. I like the action parts that they've had.
When he was, like the flashbacks kind of.
Yeah, the nightmare flashback thing.
And I love the fact that now these Marvel universes, that's all together. So they have clips from the movies that they integrate into these shows. Yeah. And it just is so seamless now to help, like.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it all leads into like eventually, the next movie, probably, all this stuff coming together. So that was cool. And then we see so we learned that he's trying to make amends for like all the bad that he's done.
He's got a list.
He's got a list. Exactly. And then he's out to dinner with some old Asian guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So that was cool. And this guy, he was a great wingman though. He like hit on the
I love that. That was smooth.
The waitress and got him a date.
He wants to ask you to dinner. I didn't ask that. Well, would you want to go to dinner with him? I will.
Yeah. Super smooth. Yeah. I mean, he's handsome.
Yeah.
Rooting. He's got like that
Asian
dark
or Winter Soldier.
I mean, both.
Okay. Yeah. Depends what you're into.
Depends on what day of the week it is, probably. So yeah, then Bucky's out on his date, and then he just bails. Like he just he gets some information and he just bounces. I was like, that's shitty.
I felt bad for her because I thought maybe she's gonna be a recurring character. I'm like, oh, I guess not. We just left her in the dust.
Also, it's probably good for her because Liz mentioned, wouldn't you feel like a little freaked out if you go to a date and some dude's just sitting there and he's just got gloves on the whole time? I mean, I get I
didn't even realize that.
She asked him about the gloves. She's like, what's with the gloves? And he's like, I forget what he even said, skin condition or something. I don't know. But it's just
kind of creepy.
Yeah, it just screams like a murderer, serial killer.
How did I miss that part? Was that before or after the battle chat or whatever it's called? What's it called?
I don't know. It was when they were on their date. It was
they played Battleship. They drank some beers.
It was during the Battleship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so what else? Oh, and then then we go to Falcon's friend, this military guy. He's trying to stop this gang, whatever. What was the name of that gang?
I don't know. I just remember the handprint.
The Flag Smashers. That's what they were, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Because they want all the countries to be one big.
Oh, yeah. Right. Go back to where things were during the.
Yeah.
I was when I cut the blip.
Yes. Yeah. So and then he there's a super bank robber guy that punches him and kicks him in the face.
Yes. So they have this kind of a crowd. What do they call them?
Like a flash mob.
A flash mob. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And I thought they were gonna dance to Britney or something. It's Britney, bitch. And then they just start dancing.
Just It's just pandemonium there wherever they are. Yeah. But then the right hand man of Falcon, the one that he was talking to in the marketplace, was helping him out when he was flying through the air in
Torres,
Libya. What's his name? Torres.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he was trying to be like a vigilante and help and figure out what was going on. But then he figured that he infiltrated the flash mob, tried to help out when they were, I think, robbing a bank or something. They were robbing something.
Yeah. It was. I think it was a banger, or I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it
some kind of mass chaos happening, and he had help.
Bags of shit. But yeah, so he's
a bad guy came. Yeah, and like who I'm assuming is going to be a mutant of some kind. I don't think we learned who it was.
Yeah, no. So he's got super power, strength. So, but that was pretty much it. So that was interesting. Another masked super person. Hopefully, that'll be revealed soon. I mean, I'm sure it will. And then we go to my favorite part, where it's just 20 minutes of them talking about fishing and bank loans. So that was fantastic. Sam Wilson goes back to his family's boat.
Now, where was that taking place? You know exactly where? Obviously, an ocean somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't sure if it was New England or down south, like New Orleans area. I couldn't. I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I didn't write it down. I'm sure they told us because every time there was a change in location, they just popped it up there. So I'm sure they said something, but like, yeah. So he's dealing with his sister, who's kind of mad that he was blipped and didn't like help take care of the family or whatever.
Yep.
So it's a whole thing about them trying to save their fishing boat.
And
I'm like, why doesn't he just do it? You just start like a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter. Like people will pay $5 for the Falcon to have a boat. Like,
that's really great. That is a great suggestion. It is funny you say that because I feel like they have very modern perspectives in this show, but things like that would make a lot of sense that you could capitalize on. They didn't use. You're right. That would totally have worked.
They're going to hundreds of different banks trying to get a loan, and you're telling me like you're not going to give an Avenger a loan to.
That's odd to me too. Like
the whole thing was weird, and also like it did bring up. I like that it didn't like try to like dodge the point, but they're like, how the one bank guy asked them straight up is like, how do you guys get paid like as Avengers? And I was like, what a great question. How do they get paid? And they really didn't answer it.
No,
really. He just said, it's like, is there
certain perks?
Yeah, certain perks, and it's our civic duty or whatever. So I'm just like, damn it, I want to know. But like,
I know, and then he asked him for his autograph instead, and it ruined the whole moment. And
yes, yeah, it was like, yeah, it was dumb.
Which I could see. I mean, I would have been annoyed too, but
yeah. So yeah, I don't know why. Where's all this money? But it does go into so one of my favorites, series, comic book series is they had a Hawkeye series that came out. And in it was like Hawkeye living in a I don't know, it was like a tenement building, or he was like just had all these like it was like the shittiest apartment place, and it was just him like protecting his like other fellow tenants from like this like Russian gang or whatever.
Where was it based at? Like New York?
Yeah,
or in Russia. Oh, New York.
In New York, yeah. So, and that's gonna be one of the next series coming out later this year. So that, I mean, I guess we're being shown that the Avengers don't make a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean, at least after they stop being Avengers. So I don't know, but so yeah, so we get all this banking shit, and then we see that, like I said earlier, they made a new Captain America
at the very end. Yeah,
right at the end, and Sam looks pissed, and I would be too. He was asked by Captain America to be the next Captain America. He said no.
And where did he get that from? They just donated all that shit to the Smithsonian. You don't just take that out now. It's not on like deposit. Like that's in there now.
That's the government. I bet they could. Just be like, we're taking this.
Maybe the old administration, but the new administration has some kind of ethics with that kind of stuff. Once it's in there, it's safe, people. We don't just go and now reclaim it.
Yeah.
I was so mad at that.
So then they show this dude, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
He had a really wide face.
Yeah, he looked like he looked like the old dude from Up. Like,
wait, no, I don't think I've seen Up enough. I don't think I've seen Up.
Watch this. Watch this episode. I will. I'll put a picture in.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? Why is this like? I don't know. Like, what? There's no other choices. You're gonna pick this little twerp. I don't know. It didn't make sense.
He reminded me of the guy from The Boys, like the one with the blonde hair, with his hair slicked back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you put the Captain America like a mask on him, like because he just had that very like lantern jaw.
Exactly. Yeah, I can see it. So so that was the first episode. We'll get into our thoughts about it, but before we do that, I want to let's talk about the future shows coming out on Disney Plus, the Marvel stuff. We were talking about it earlier and how crazy the lineup is. I'm gonna run down the lineup. So let's see. We had WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, and then after that we got the What If animated series, which I'm excited for. That was always one of my favorite comics because I like alternate reality type stuff. She-Hulk.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love it. Was she doing like legal cases, like sassy in New York, and then go out and like punch people and shit?
I have no idea. Tatiana Maslany she's set to play She-Hulk. She was from Orphan Black. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Mm-mm.
She's great. And then Moon Knight. They're doing a Moon Knight series.
Very cool.
Ms. Marvel, the Kamala Khan one, and
I think she's in Jersey City supposedly. I might be wrong about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a Secret Invasion one, which I'm excited for. That was an awesome comic book event when they happened.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's like everybody's infiltrated by Skrulls. And it led into like kind of like who do you trust? Like the John Carpenter's The Thing. You don't know like who's helpful and who's like there to harm. Armor Wars. That's going to be like Don Cheadle as James Rhodes, like Iron Man thing. And then a show called Ironheart, which I didn't know about until I looked it up. And that's the girl from Judas and the Black Messiah, Dominique Thorne. She's going to be playing a teenage inventor who builds her own take on the classic Iron Man suit. I'm not familiar with that story at all. It sounds interesting. Yeah. And then I Am Groot is like there's going to be a mini episodes about the baby Groot.
I can see that totally.
So all that being said, what characters are missing from this lineup? What show would you love to see Marvel make? And like, I know, I mean, looking at your background, we know your allegiance lies to the wonderful Ms. Jean Grey. I know that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And like, when I was thinking about it too, it's like, I immediately want to go to like a character in the X-Men universe. But it's like, so even discounting them, because I mean, we'll get it eventually now that Disney owns the rights. I don't expect any in the foreseeable future, though.
No. Yeah.
So that being said, is there anybody outside of like the X-Men world that you would like to see a show about?
You know, it's so funny you said that. I'm looking up now to see exactly more about this character too. There's somebody, and I know we've talked about her in the past.
Oh no. Is it that one lady?
Yes.
What's her name?
Nightingale.
Like a F-list like hero. Now
from when I'm trying to figure out the name, what it was, the Lost Generation, I think it was.
Was she like a cosmic like character, like a space, like set in like the space?
Kind of, yeah. There were Skrulls involved with this.
She was a Kree, right?
Yeah. No, she was not though.
She wasn't.
No,
oh, okay.
But there was an invasion and they got wiped out at the very end. Probably shouldn't spoil too much, but yeah, I love healers too. I love psychic powers, telekinesis, mental powers, and I love healing. And we don't really have, because part of the canon for Marvel in general is that these people don't really get hurt, so they don't really see a lot of healing. But in this one, they actually got hurt, and this one was a healer. And like the more damage that people took, the more her healing powers like accentuated themselves.
Oh.
And so the more the shit hit the fan, the more she could like show herself. And it was really interesting. And she only came in every once in a while in the comic books.
Yeah.
And she also kind of had like, she spoke in like so like you weren't sure there was like more than one of her.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So just very mysterious. So I found her very interesting. She wore like this white cloaky thing like they always did in the 90s or the 80s, shaved head. Yeah, really interesting. So
nice.
But I don't think that will be made unless they really dive deep.
So they got that the Eternals, the movie coming out. Maybe she'll pop up in there. She's I don't know if they're the same timeline or universe or anything. I know nothing about Nightingale.
I mean,
but
I'm really surprised at that. Hit us up in the comments if you heard of Nightingale before.
Yes, seriously. Yeah, I want to know if there's another person who has even heard of Nightingale and B like has them as one of their favorite people.
I remember scouring eBay so I could get all I think there's 8 Lost Generation comic books and I got them all. Yeah, I was thrilled with that. Mm-hmm.
Nice, very good.
Get that series. What about you though? Who do you want to see?
So like your favorite powers are healing and psychic stuff. Mine are always like strength and invulnerability.
Impervious. Yeah.
Yes. So my favorite characters are Colossus, the X-Man, and then I love Luke Cage, and I would love to see those shows. I don't know, like I'm torn. Like I would love to see those shows redone, and I don't know if I would like to have them cast as the same characters but include them into the MCU or what. I mean, like the Daredevil was awesome.
The Luke Cage show that was on.
Yeah, the Netflix one.
Okay.
So like, that it's tough because like all my favorite characters like have had shows and they've kind of like some of them, like I love Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
That show sucked.
What happened with that? I forgot all about that.
I don't know. I watched like the first few episodes. It was, I think it was for a younger demographic.
Okay. I remember that such like a great, like sexy ad campaign. And I was really excited about it. I totally forgot about it until you just said that. Cause they were cool.
I don't know. Like I only watched, I think maybe the first 3 or 4. And I was like, I'm not digging it. Yeah. So, and another one like The Runaways, like that was one of my favorite comic series. And that show was it was better. I thought that one was better, but it didn't hook me either. So the MCU ones that they're putting on Disney Plus, like you said, they're just mini movies. I mean, after you put them all together, one giant movie, basically.
Yep.
So that's what I like. I want that touch on some of these characters.
Yep.
And ultimately, like, I'm so excited to bring X-Men characters in there because like I would love an X-Force show. Like ultimately that would be like my pinnacle of like shows. We have like an awesome X-Force series. So we've got a lot of awesome shows coming out, movies, shows. Like it is a good time to be like a comic book nerd.
Oh yeah. Nerd culture in general has just exploded. I feel like there's so much out there now that it's almost overwhelming.
It really is. Dude, this was like a year ago. I said to Liz, I was like, I would love to watch something that's not based on a comic book. And like, had I said that, when I was younger, or I would never have thought I would be uttering those words 10 years ago.
Oh yeah. 10 years ago, I think really, it was kind of like the X-Men movies, right? I feel like that was maybe a little bit longer now. Maybe that's 15, but still,
and Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man, right. And then of course the DC ones, would come in, but those haven't even been all that. Now we've just got so much of all of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's literally a new Marvel something coming out every week for like the next, I don't know, years. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah.
I love it. I'm so excited for all of it, even though it's not like all my, like, I was psyched for the WandaVision one, but I was like, how are they going to do this? I saw like the trailers and how it was the shows. And I'm like, this is weird. And like, now I kind of feel that way about Loki. Like, I'm not like super into the idea of a Loki series, but I know it's going to be awesome.
I mean, part of the fun is, and that's what I'm excited about with this one, with Winter Soldier and Falcon, is to see like what secondary characters kind of come into it and how they evolve and show themselves, like that with WandaVision with Agatha Harkness, right? Is that I didn't really know a lot about her. I knew that she was kind of somebody who helped taught Wanda, but I'm like, I loved how they kind of wove that in, how in this one, she did kind of was her teacher, but in a really roundabout way. It's kind of like, oh, interesting. So, who's going to unveil themselves and who's going to be part of this is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and even this one, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like I wasn't really in love with this first episode.
Yeah.
What about you? How did you feel about it?
This episode for me, it falls into a lot of what, I might get some flack for this, but a lot of what this is why the Avengers aren't always my favorite hero team, because it's a lot of fighting and a lot of espionage and military kind of, hyper levels of that, which is very adrenaline filled and interesting. But for me, I like more cerebral and powers based stuff. Yeah. And so this was more towards the Avengers universe kind of thinking of things, which is cool. But I liked it. I would definitely watch more to see what happens. Especially
coming off of WandaVision for you, which is like all you want. You want like powers and magic and like just mind stuff.
Yes.
And now you're like in this like buddy cop thing with like a guy who's like suffering from PTSD and a guy who's like struggling financially. And it's like, okay, like this is super grounded in in reality as
Yeah.
opposed to WandaVision, which was, I mean, literally not reality at all.
Yeah, right. Totally.
So
And you brought up a really good point there. That is something I did like about that. Really, that this particular show showed off nicely is that superheroes again. For all the gifts they have like a lot of struggles too, and I think that it helps you connect with them more. You know, so and each one of them had their own kind of cross to bear, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I agree. As much as I didn't love those parts where we're talking about like their finances or he's like in therapy, like Winter Soldier's in therapy, like it was really cool to see, like you said, to have them grounded, like they're real people underneath their powers or their costumes and shit like that. So
you didn't like the therapy session. I love a good therapy session.
I know you do. Especially with that therapist.
Healing.
That therapist was sketchy.
I get.
She was a sketchball, that therapist, dude.
I
didn't know.
Her.
I'm like, is she good?
She's gonna have some powers, you know that. She's got some suggestion abilities. I'm hoping for some mental powers from her.
Yeah. So I mean, normally we would do our scale of binge it, watch it, and that sort of thing. Now, obviously, like we can't binge it. It's on every week. We got to wait for the next one. But I'm definitely eager to keep going. To watch the next one. I look forward to the new shows every Friday night. And that's going to continue.
And if there's one thing that I learned from watching WandaVision is that that series evolved throughout the season. So I'm expecting this will probably be the same. So I want to see how it changes and what we learn. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, 100%. Like it never write off these series because we learned from the last one where it's like the first few episodes are it's literally just a sitcom. And then it's like what the shit is happening? Like it really amped up fast and it became super exciting, super amazing. So hopefully this happens. I'm excited for them to get together, and solve whatever this, I don't know, the flag smasher thing or whatever the big bad's going to be in this series. So very excited for the next one.
Absolutely.
But so I think that's our show. Like I got nothing else to add, Keith.
No, I mean, it's a definite watch for me again. I'm excited to see the next episodes. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. So next, actually, hang on. Let's talk about my beer of the week, baby.
Oh yeah. So
this one I chose because of the Heroes Brewing. That's the reason I chose it. It's a Mexican chocolate stout that I'm sipping on over here, and it is
Heroes.
Yeah. There's so many songs with heroes in it that like I don't know if I would have chosen that specific one.
What would you? You probably would have chosen. Is that like Imagine Dragons? Don't they have one too?
Well, what did you just sing? Was it Bonnie Tyler? I Need a Hero?
No, well, I mean that's a good one too. That's a great one. I was doing what's it called? David Bowie. Okay. I think maybe I thought you sang Bonnie Tyler. We need a hero. I'm not for a hero to the moonlight. Yeah. So cheers to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us on this episode. Oh yeah. Do you want to, before we head out, do you want to shout out to where we our international reach that you just told me about? I was shocked by this. Yeah. So I was looking to see where we've been, where the show has been downloaded. And I was shocked to find out that we just got downloaded in France, Australia, Russia, Ireland. Like it's so cool. So thank you guys, everyone. If you're liking the podcast, please leave a comment on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, go on our YouTube page, subscribe, like everything on there. It's a mixture. It's not only just the podcast, the First Eps podcast, but there's a mixture of some video game content, movie reviews, video game reviews, some wrestling stuff. So it's just got it all. Pop culture Pop culture playground. We're building an empire, baby. I love it. So please, it would mean the world to us if you did just share it how you feel. Let us know what you think. And we will see you next week for a brand new episode of First Eps. I love it. Thanks. Bye-bye.
and God damn it, my cat is like attacking me now.
I love it. It has to happen at least once an episode.
Yeah.